Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be tackling the changing world of search engines.
Ooh, exciting.
It is getting interesting, and a lot more interesting than just, Googling something. Our sources today are 3 articles by Hazim Boss.
Okay.
He's a doctor and a developer, so interesting combo.
Yeah, that is.
Who's been noticing some, let's call them quirks, with how Google search has been working lately.
Interesting.
And he's even started looking at alternatives. So our mission today is to really understand, what is going on with Google? Are these other search engines actually better? And what does this mean for you when you're trying to find information online?
You know, it's funny you should say that. It's amazing how quickly things are shifting.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't that long ago that Google, it was just like the default for everyone.
Right, and it still kind of is.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, have you noticed any changes in your Google search results lately? I feel like I've been seeing more ads, and then sometimes stuff that just doesn't seem relevant to what I searched for.
You're so right. That's exactly what a boss is talking about.
Okay.
He describes Google's search page as becoming incredibly cluttered, filled with ads and paid content and all these distracting features. It's getting harder to actually find what you need,
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
It's
And
interesting.
he gives a great example, too.
Okay.
He was searching for open source headless LLMs,
Yeah.
which, by the way, are these large language models that don't have a user interface. They're kind of the engine behind a lot of these AI tools. But anyway, he was searching for this, very technical term, and Google was giving him, weird results from X, the platform formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not exactly what he was looking for.
Not helpful.
Not helpful, right?
It really makes you wonder if Google's algorithm is, prioritizing the wrong things.
Yeah.
It seems like trending content and those quick opinions you find on sites like Reddit and Quora being pushed to the top, even over, well-researched articles and authoritative sources.
I can see how that would be a problem because while those platforms can be great for, casual browsing or whatever,
Yeah.
they're not always the best places to get, accurate, unbiased information.
No.
So if Google's pushing that stuff to the top, it makes it much harder to find what you're really looking for.
It does. It's like trying to have a serious discussion in a room full of people shouting random things.
Yes.
And there was this study
Okay.
that a boss cited, which really drives this home.
Right.
It found that Google results are increasingly filled with content that's designed to game the system, to rank high, but not to actually help users.
Ugh, that's so frustrating.
Isn't it?
As someone who, is online all the time, so what's the alternative? Just give up on finding good information online.
Not necessarily.
Mhm.
A boss has been exploring other options, like Bing, DeepSeek, and Perplexity. And believe it or not, some people are even creating their own self-hosted search engines, powered by those LLMs we talked about.
Wow.
Talk about taking control.
That's hardcore. Okay, so those are out there. But are these alternatives actually any good?
Well, as you might expect, they're not perfect solutions either.
Oh, okay.
Abbas found that DeepSeek, while it's promising,
Yeah.
can be a bit finicky. You might have to refine your search terms a few times before you actually find what you're looking for.
So it's like playing a guessing game with the search engine.
Kind of, yeah.
Which is not ideal if you're, looking for something very specific. And then those chat-based search tools,
Yes.
while they try to be more conversational, they can also be unreliable, giving you conflicting information or incomplete answers, forcing you to rephrase your questions over and over.
Yeah, they can be tricky.
So the question is the grass truly greener on the other side? Is it even worth making the switch?
That is the question.
And I think that's what we're here to try to answer today.
Well, while all of this is happening, Google's not just, sitting back and accepting defeat.
Oh.
Abbas actually thinks that they have a good chance at making a comeback.
Really? How so?
He believes Google needs to, take a hard look at its algorithms and prioritize those quality, well-researched sources that have kind of gotten pushed aside in the chaos.
Yeah.
Remember that study we mentioned? Imagine if genuine helpfulness became the key to ranking high in Google searches.
Right.
How cool would that be?
That would certainly address a lot of the frustrations that I think users are experiencing. But what about all those ads and clutter? Surely those need to go as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Abbas advocates for a much simpler search page, less clutter, fewer distractions, just a clean, efficient way to find the information you need.
Yeah.
It seems like common sense, doesn't it? Just give people what they want and maybe, listen to their feedback once in a while.
Exactly. User feedback is crucial if you're trying to, like, adapt to changing needs and preferences.
Yeah. But while Google's trying to find its way back, there's another player in this search engine drama that we need to talk about. Bing.
Bing! Really? I haven't heard anyone mention Bing in years.
I know, right?
Seriously.
And that's what makes this so surprising.
Okay.
Abbas, the same guy who's been pointing out all of Google's flaws, actually made the switch to Bing.
Wait, seriously. What could possibly make Bing better than Google?
Well, it turns out a lot of people are finding Bing's, like cleaner interface and less intrusive ads, to be a breath of fresh air. Even someone as, tech-savvy as Abbas appreciates a more streamlined, focused search experience.
So Bing is all about keeping it simple, cutting the clutter.
It seems that way.
Interesting. Okay, that's definitely a different approach than what we've been seeing from Google lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another key feature where Bing seems to be ahead of the game, Index Now.
Okay.
This is a protocol that lets websites tell Bing when they've been updated, so new content can, show up in search results almost instantly. Yeah, no more waiting around for Bing to, crawl your site and discover new pages.
I bet content creators and, SEO professionals are loving that.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. But even with these improvements, is Bing truly a contender in the long run?
That is the million-dollar question. Abbas cautions that Bing still needs to prove it's truly putting users first. If they can find that balance between, innovation and user needs, then they could become a real force to be reckoned with.
Okay, so we've got, a struggling giant trying to find its footing.
Yeah.
And a potential underdog vying for the top spot.
Right.
This is getting interesting. But there's another player emerging in this whole search engine world that could change everything: artificial intelligence.
It really is. AI is poised to, revolutionize not just how we create content, but how we discover it, too.
Yeah.
We're already seeing the emergence of these dedicated AI-powered search engines like DeepSeek, and then you've got AI features being integrated into existing ones like Bing.
So instead of just typing in keywords,
Right.
Are we moving towards a more intuitive search experience? Almost like having a conversation with the search engine.
That's the idea. These AI tools are designed to understand the user's intent and then provide more direct answers and ultimately make the whole search process more personalized and efficient.
Interesting.
But as with any new technology,
Sure.
there are definitely challenges to overcome.
Yeah, how do you make sure the information's accurate and
Right.
build trust with users? Because what good is a fast answer if it's completely wrong?
Exactly.
Hmm.
AI by itself isn't a magic solution.
Right.
Search engines still need to prioritize delivering reliable and relevant results. And that's what makes this such a pivotal moment for the future of search. This rapid indexing with Bing's Index Now is something Google's been struggling with, according to Abbas.
Interesting. So it sounds like Bing is at least trying to address some of the user frustrations that have been building up with Google. But what about these AI-powered search engines like DeepSeek? What sets them apart?
Well, DeepSeek actually takes a fundamentally different approach.
Okay.
So instead of relying on those traditional keywords and links,
Right.
it leverages AI to analyze the meaning and context of your search query.
Wow.
Yeah. It then scours this, vast knowledge base to find the most relevant and comprehensive answers, often presented in a more conversational, easy-to-understand format.
Okay. So that sounds like it could be a game changer for research.
It could.
Especially for complex topics where you need to go beyond simple keyword searches.
Absolutely.
But are there any downsides to this approach?
One concern is that by relying so heavily on AI,
Yeah.
we might be giving up some control over the search process.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so if the AI is making decisions about what information we see, it's really crucial that those algorithms are transparent and unbiased.
Right, because we can't just assume that because something is powered by AI,
Exactly.
that it's automatically going to be fair and objective.
Absolutely.
Right. And as users, we need to be more vigilant than ever.
Yes.
We can't just blindly trust whatever a search engine throws at us.
Definitely not.
We need to be critical thinkers, evaluating sources, checking facts,
Mm-hmm.
being willing to dig a little deeper to get to the truth.
Absolutely. It's almost like we're entering a new era of information literacy.
Yeah.
Where the ability to discern fact from fiction, truth from manipulation is more crucial than ever before.
That's a good point.
And that responsibility falls on all of us, from the developers creating these technologies to the
Yeah.
users interacting with them.
I
It's definitely,
It's a lot.
there's a lot to think about.
It is a daunting challenge, but it's also an exciting opportunity, I think.
I agree.
We're at this incredible, turning point in how we find and consume information.
Oh, we are.
Think about how far search engines have come already.
Right.
From, basic keyword matching to these, sophisticated algorithms that try to, understand what we're really looking for.
Hmm.
And now with AI entering the picture, it feels like we're on the verge of something, truly transformative.
It does, doesn't it? It's amazing to consider all the possibilities.
Yeah.
But with all these advancements,
Yeah.
we need to remember that, search engines are ultimately just tools,
Right.
and they reflect the values and priorities of the people who create them.
Ooh, that's such a good point. And I think that's why it's so important to have, a diversity of voices and perspectives in the search engine landscape.
Yeah.
We need companies that are committed to user privacy, that prioritize accuracy over, clickbait,
Mm-hmm.
and that are genuinely invested in fostering a more informed and equitable online experience.
Absolutely. And that's where you, the listener,
Yes.
have a role to play.
I like that.
By supporting those companies, by demanding transparency, and by being mindful of your own search habits, you can actually help shape the future of search.
I love that. It's not just about passively accepting whatever is given to us, right?
Exactly.
We have the power to, demand better and actually make a difference.
We do.
Yeah, I love that. So what are your thoughts on all of this? It's exciting to think about what AI could do, but we also need to be realistic about the potential downsides.
Yeah.
It feels like every day there's a new story about AI being used to spread misinformation.
Right.
Or create fake content that's almost impossible to tell from the real thing.
Yeah. That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it highlights the importance of, responsible AI development.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be asking those tough questions about how these algorithms are designed, what data they're trained on, and how we can prevent them from, amplifying existing biases,
Right.
or being used for malicious purposes.
Wait, we can't just assume that because something is powered by AI, it's automatically going to be fair and objective.
Gag.
And as users, we need to be more vigilant than ever.
We do.
We can't just blindly trust what a search engine throws at us. No. We need to be critical thinkers, evaluating sources, checking facts,
Absolutely.
being willing to dig a little deeper to get to the truth.
It's true. It's almost like we're entering this new era of information literacy,
Mm-hmm.
where the ability to discern fact from fiction and truth from manipulation is more crucial than ever before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that responsibility falls on all of us, from the developers creating these technologies to the users interacting with them.
This is a lot.
It is. It is a lot.
It's a daunting challenge, but it's also an opportunity, I think.
It is.
We're at this incredible turning point in how we find and consume information.
We are, yeah.
Think about how far search engines have come already.
I know, it's crazy.
From basic keyword matching to these sophisticated algorithms that try to understand what we're really looking for.
Yeah.
And now with AI entering the picture, it feels like we're on the verge of something truly transformative.
It really does, yeah.
It's amazing to consider the possibility. But with all these advancements, we need to remember that search engines are ultimately tools, and they reflect the values and priorities of the people who create them.
That's so true.
That's why it's so important to have a diversity of voices and perspectives in the search engine landscape.
Yes.
We need companies that are committed to user privacy, that prioritize accuracy over clickbait, and that are genuinely invested in fostering a more informed and equitable online experience.
Absolutely.
And that's where you, the listener, have a role to play.
You do.
By supporting those companies, by demanding transparency, and by being mindful of your own search habits, you can help shape the future of search.
You really can.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the search engine wars, we want to leave you with this thought. Don't be afraid to explore the alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
Question the results you see. Demand better from the tools that connect you to the vast world of information online.
Absolutely.
The future of search isn't predetermined. It's being written right now.
It is.
And you have a voice in that story.
You do.
Thanks for joining us.